and welcome to Model Train Fun. My name is Bo Jensen, and today we're going to look at the new Vectron from Märklin. So Märklin has for a couple of years, I think since 2018, had some Vectrons on the market. That was in the 3600 or 36,000 series, so 36000 series. This is the new series, which is the 39,000, so 39,199 and up. As you see, I got here, well, actually 197 and up. These were introduced in 2021, and I believe the first one here, this one over here, was introduced in the Summer New Items 2021. They actually came on the market and were on sale here from 2022. So I got 3 of these. Why did I get 3? Well, first of all, I really like the Vectron. It's a nice locomotive. You see it in lots of different liveries. Some even way more interesting than the ones you see here. On top of that, I am a Dane, and now there's a Danish version of the Vectron as well, which is the center one, and I really wanted that. If we look at the ones I have here, I got over here, this is the, if we look at this one here, this is the Märklin 39197. This is the Deutsche Bahn version. Actually, it's the DSB Cargo version, and it's called Das ist grün because you can see it was part of that promotion from Deutsche Bahn, which I believe started in 2018 or something like that. So it's part of that promotion. So this is a Deutsche Bahn Vectron. The next one I got here is the Märklin 39331. This is the Danish one, so this is for DSB, or Danish Statsbanen, as it says here. So this is the new locomotive for the Danish railways, where they are using it for passenger transport. So the previous one is actually used for cargo transport. And you can also see this one here only has 2 pantographs, where if I look at the Das ist grün version here, you can see it actually has 4 pantographs. So this one here from DSB Cargo is actually made for more going between countries, especially down in the Alp area. And speaking of cargo locomotives, the last one I have here is the Märklin 39199. So this is actually from a Swiss locomotive, so from the SBB Cargo International. And this is one I would say in more of the classic Swiss designs with the Alps on it and so on. The interesting thing about these locomotives are they are actually not owned by the Swiss Cargo International or SBB Cargo International. They're actually owned by a company in Germany called Südleasing, and then they are rented out to the SBB Cargo. So let's start by unboxing the Vectron from the German railroad cargo. So here we have it, and as you can see, wow, it looks very nice. I like this Das ist grün livery. Das ist grün, grün means it is green. Very nice. Let's unwrap it. Oh boy, it doesn't want to come out. That's the good thing about the Märklin models. They're always very well wrapped. All right. We see it here. Wow, there's so many details on it, I hardly know where to touch it. Looks very nice. One thing I like about the Märklin models is that they usually come with everything attached, and if there's something not attached, well, it looks nice here on the roof as well. Very nice. Yeah, we even have might be hard to see in the video, but there's even a locomotive driver in here. Very cool. Let's unbox the Danish Vectron. So we have that one here. Already first impression here is that it looks very nice. Notice it's a different red. It's the red of the Danish railways, where the previous red was the red of the German railways. Also hard to get out. Oh, one thing, it was actually also with the other Vectron. You can see there's a little bag here. Let's look what's in it. These are brake hoses and so on that could be mounted on the front if you remove the coupler. Or back. Or if you just want to have it sitting out to for show. Alright. And we see here the Danish one only has 2 pantographs. Looks very nice. Even the logo here is nice. I don't see any driver in this model here. Looks very nice. You can see it looks different on the roof. It only has 2 pantographs, but it's also a Danish version. To be quite honest, I don't know if there's other differences to see. Very nice. Now for the last Vectron. So the SBB version. One thing I didn't point out before is this is actually the one named Limat. Alright, let's see if we can con this one out of the box. Already first impressions here. Looks very nice. Yes. They've all been a little hard to get out of their plastic, but I do prefer that, so they are well protected during transportation. This one also has the extra little bag, so all 3 of them have the little extra bag with the brake hoses. All right. This one here. Looks very nice. There you see the name of this one, Lima. Oh, I haven't noticed that. You can see, you can even see the small sign here as well. Looks very nice. Very cool. It's also the version for driving in multiple countries. So with the 4 pantographs. Very nice. let's have a look at the locomotives prototype and the history of them. So the first one we have here is the class 193 or Baureihe 93, 193-310 from DB Cargo. So that's Deutsche Bahn Cargo. This one is in Das ist grün livery, which means it's green. This was a campaign done by the German railroads back in, I believe, in 2017-2018, where they were advertising for the goodness of the environment by electric locomotives. So the locomotive is depicted as it looked in 2018. I found some pictures online where you actually can see it has this livery. I saw a picture from May 2018, and you can actually still to this day, up to the latest picture I found was May 2022, see it in this livery. By the way, this locomotive was delivered to Deutsche Bahn Cargo in March 2018. If we look at the locomotive, this is the Siemens Vectron multi-system. The Vectrons you can actually find in different versions. They have been produced since 2010. You can find them in overall 4 versions: diesel version, AC version, DC version, and multi-system version. This means you can get them to run on the most popular types of electricity in European countries. That's 1.5 kilovolt DC, 3 kilovolts DC, 25 kilovolts 50 hertz AC, and 15 kilovolts 16.7 hertz AC. So the AC versions or DC versions you can get on 1 or 2, I believe, of these types of power, while the multi-system could be delivered with all 4. And this one here, the multi-system, has multiple of them. The Vectrons are still being built. There's actually a total of more than 1,000 built of the Vectrons, and it's still going. If you look at other variations to them, you can get them in 3 different speeds, so 160 kilometers an hour or 99 miles per hour, 200 kilometers an hour or 124 miles per hour, and actually from this year, so 2022, they are also making a version on 230 kilometers an hour or 143 miles per hour. This version here, which is the multi-system delivered to Deutsche Bahn Cargo, so the German cargo railroad, they actually have purchased 140 of these Vectrons. All of the multi-system variants, they were purchased from 2017 to 2019. For the weight of the locomotive, I didn't figure out what exact weight it is for the versions delivered to here. They're typically between 80 to 90 tons, although when I looked at the print on the locomotive, I seem to recall it said something like 95 tons. So in that range. They are about 19 meters long or 62 feet long. And the versions delivered to DB Cargo are the 200 kilometers an hour version or 124 miles per hour. Now the great thing with the multi-system is it can be moved or used in many countries. So the ones delivered to Deutsche Bahn Cargo can actually be used in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Italy, and Holland. So this gives it a great diversity, which is also something that has contributed to the Vectron's success. The next one is the Danish version from DSB, so the Danish railroads. This is class EB or Litra EB as it's called in Denmark. This is the 3203 depicted as it looked in 2020. You would have found it interesting if they actually did the first one delivered, so 3201. However, Märklin decided to depict the 3203 because that is actually the first locomotive in Denmark that ran services as the passenger train in October 26, 2020, going from Copenhagen to Slagelse. The Danish versions are the Vectron AC versions, so they're not multi-system like the other ones. They're more dedicated to actually be running in Denmark and can run in Germany as well. DSB has purchased 42 Vectrons in the AC version. There have been, actually the delivery started in September 2020, and they're still being delivered, although they're very close to closing the deal here in 2020. Number 1000, or Vectron number 1000 that was produced, was actually a Danish version, and you can find that in Denmark with the big number 1000 on the side. The weight of the Danish versions is 86 tons. It has a length, same length as before, so 19 meters or 63 feet. It's actually the version that can do 200 kilometers an hour, 124 miles per hour, and it's mostly going to be used in Denmark, but it can also drive on German railroads as well. The last Vectron presented in this video is the 193-524. This is actually in Swiss Cargo International livery. However, they are actually not the owners of the locomotive. That's actually Südleasing, which is a leasing company in Germany that has leased it to SBB Cargo. However, all the Vectrons that Südleasing has are actually leased out to SBB Cargo International. As the DB Cargo version, the SBB Cargo International version is a class or designated as a class 193 or Baureihe 193. It looks like it was in 2020. Südleasing actually has 20 of these Vectrons delivered from 2019 to 2020, and all of these, as I said before, are leased to the Swiss Cargo International. It has the same specifications as the DB Cargo version, so around 80 to 90 tons and 19 meters long or 62 feet long. And the 200 kilometers an hour or 124 miles per hour speed. And it can also run in Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Italy, and Holland.
Störung, Störung, Störung. Zugbeeinflussung, 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 Zwangsbremsung, Zwangsbremsung.
Achtung an Gleis 7, ein Zug fährt durch. Ich wiederhole. Achtung an Gleis 7, ein Zug fährt durch.
Til dig, der skal med toget mod Ringsted Slagelse kl. 11.43 her fra Københavns Hovedbanegård. Toget de kører i dag fra spor nummer 8. Bemærk, at toget til Ringsted Slagelse kl. 11.43. Toget kører fra spor nummer 8.
Vorsicht, Zugdurchfahrt, Gleis 2.
So what do I think about these new Vectrons from Märklin, the 39,000 series? Well, first of all, it's a nice enhancement to the old 36,000 series of Vectrons. And you'll see that when I talk through the next points. I like the enhancements, although I would say if you find the old ones, they are still also good models. There's also already on the market by Märklin good variations of the Vectrons. I presented 3 of them here. In addition to that, there's also an Austrian version, and there's an upcoming Dutch version that will come out here at the end of 2022. However, I'm sure that more will appear as you actually find the Vectrons in the prototype in many color schemes and liveries, and there's been a lot of them produced, more than 1,000. As usual, Märklin has made a fine model that's very detailed, and the print is very fine. As usual, you can read even the smallest print with a magnifying glass. I find that Märklin generally make nice looking models, and these are definitely part of that category. If I look at the models, there are variations between the 3 we have here. They look like the prototype photos I've seen in real life without going into every detail, but they look like it. Compared to the old 36,000 series, there are a select few enhancements that has made the model looks nicer, such as extra print here and there, slight change to the coloring, to the wheels, and so on. With respect to the detailing, I really like that the ist grün Vectron has a driver in there. That would have been nice in the 2 others as well. Generally, there's some very nice light and sound, and this is probably here where I find the biggest improvement compared to the 36,000 series. What I really missed in the 36,000 series or the old series is the high beams and more sound, and especially for the Swiss version in the old series, it didn't even have the Swiss light, which I found was a huge miss. However, if you look at these new models, so the 39,000 series, they have everything you can think of. Nice light, nice sound, and so on. They have the high beams, they have the Swiss configuration. They had a couple of other light configurations as well. I don't know if they're really interesting, but they are fully loaded models. Finally, they have very, very good running characteristics. The models have metal, they have traction tires, and all axles are powered. It's a low maintenance engine, it's silent, and so on. Generally, overall, just good running characteristics. Now, the only bad thing I could find was for the Swiss model. So the Märklin 39199, I think there has been a quality control problems. The 2 other models, really nice, everything works. For the Swiss version, when I got it, it was very noisy, it sounded weird when I was driving. I saw that on one of my fellow colleagues' YouTubers video as well, Axel, which I've been doing collaboration videos before. You basically have to open it and readjust one of the axles inside. To me, it seems like the quality control that Märklin has missed on this particular model. I don't know why it's this one, but I've seen now at least 2 cases of it. So if you do decide to buy the Swiss model, go ahead and ask the model train store to check it out for you before you buy it. However, generally a very, very nice model. I like it. I really, really like it. I really like the models. They are enhanced, modern, and excellent. I really hope you liked this video. Please give the video a thumbs up and hit the like button. If you have experiences or own these models, so the 39,000 series, so the new Vectron series from Märklin, please let me know how you find it, if you like it, and so on in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell so you'll be notified about upcoming videos. So I hope to see you in a future video. Enjoy!